Because they should have lost Monday, to be honest with you. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Packers fan. I'm saying that as a football fan, looking on the outside, looking in, the Seahawks are the better team, in my opinion.
Really? To me, their offense was garbage the first half.
But Seattle's defense kept them in that game, and Seattle's offense got going in the second half.
Right. That's what worries me about Seattle is you got to play full 4 quarters in half a game, right?
And it boggles my mind that these pundits go high on the 49ers. Not saying I don't think they're a good team. I just don't think that they're that upper echelon team. Number 4, and I still disagree with this because the Packers beat them, even though it was without Patrick Mahomes, is the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not sold on them. I'm sold on the Ravens. I think they're a good team. Number 5 is Green Bay. They should be at least in the top 4. I'm okay with where they're at. Finally, and the Patriots dropped 1-6. That's the team that I was talking about. The team that we were expecting. We'll talk about it. The team that I was expecting not to be where they are in the playoffs. Even though they got a home game, I can't. She keeps trying to punch keys on the computer. Number 7 is the Seattle Seahawks. They should be higher. Go to Mom. Number 8 is Houston. Number 9 is Tennessee. They're a scary team in the playoffs. They're a very scary team in the playoffs. Number 10 is Buffalo. They're another scary team.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be a good game.
Number 11 is the Vikings. They're down 2 from where they were. Now, the Vikings, the reason that they laid an egg against the Bears. What were they thinking? Were they resting their players? I don't know because they didn't watch the game. Let me see. The Eagles are at 12. The Cowboys at 13. The Cowboys. We'll talk about that. But the Cowboys have the most talented roster in the NFL and are nothing more than an 8-8 team. We'll talk about that, and I'll tell you what I think. Well, I'll get everybody's take, but I've been saying it for weeks. I don't think the problem lies in the coaching staff. I think the problem lies in the front office. This is with half of these fucking teams. The Rams are up 1-14. The Falcons are up 1-15. The Steelers are down 3-16. They lost last
to the Ravens. Duck Hodges, not the answer.
Do what?
Oh, Duck Hodges, the quarterback for Steelers.
Oh, yeah, no, he's not. He never was. We got an update on that too, as far as Ben Roethlisberger. I almost fell out of my chair. The Bears are at 17. The Broncos are up 2-18. The Buccaneers dropped 1-19. The Colts are down 1-20. The Jets are up 1-21. They had a strong finish to the year. Them and the Dolphins.
7-9. Adam Gates. He had to push for his job, not getting fired.
Right. Right. The Raiders up 1-22. The Browns down 2-23. The Dolphins up 3-24. The Chargers remain at 25. The Cardinals drop 2-26. The Giants drop 1-27. The Jaguars up 2-28. The Panthers drop 1-29. The Redskins drop 1-30. Who do you think the 31st ranked team in the NFL is?
The Browns.
Bengals. The Bengals are ranked number 31.
Oh, it's not.
There's one team left.
The Lions.
The Lions. Lions. Number 32. And I'm going to tell you why, and it's justified. When you have a 12-3 team, and you're beating them at home 14 of 16 games in 1 year, even holding a lead and going into the fourth quarter. Lions could very easily be 11-5.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
The Lions suck.
What the hell was that? What the hell was that?
Me neither, Siri. For fuck's sake, me neither. I don't know how to respond to that either.
What the fuck, Siri?
So anyway,
I didn't quite get that. I swear harder.
Siri, when you figured out how to play with Siri on Heather's phone. We'll talk about Jerry Jones in a minute here, Casey Israel. I promise. I'm getting to it. But the Lions, just for some reason, I think who's head coach in Detroit? What's his name?
Matt Patricia.
What is he doing?
His job is safe.
I know he doesn't have. And they lost Galladay in that game, and they had Marvin Jones was out, and they don't have Matthew Stafford. But you are beating Green Bay, who wins the division, who comes out playing like they don't fucking care. And you lose in the final seconds of a game, in a game you should not have even come close to losing, period. You can't just be conservative. These guys are NFL players. If you're going to put these guys out there on the field, give them the keys to the car. Yes, you may want to rein it in a little bit, but give them the keys to the car. They're on your roster for a fucking reason. I said this last year with Lamar Jackson and how conservative they were against, who did they lose to in the playoffs?
Patriots.
The Patriots. No. Chargers. They lost to the Chargers.
Yes.
They would run the ball twice, throw the ball once. And they'd be in third down situations all game long. Give the keys to the car. Let the kid play. Look at him this year. They've let the kid play, and look at how good he is. Been for them. Now again, I say this, and I said this at the top. Baltimore seems they're a plug and play team. You plug in that guy, as long as he fits what you're doing, and the Baltimore Ravens will go there for 16 weeks. I think he's a phenomenal player. But the coaching staff is what's carrying that team. So, me personally, the Lions deserve to be number 31 or 32 for a very legitimate reason. I don't care who you are. Run your offense. Don't stranglehold your whatever you're doing. You had Green Bay on the ropes, man. I would have put my foot down on the throttle. They were throwing everything but the kitchen sink at Green Bay, and it was working, and then they stopped doing it. And that's what hurt them. That's just my opinion. So the Lions deserve to be the 32nd best team in the NFL, which means they're the worst team in the NFL. Coop? Trey? Or Bobbit? Heather? Thoughts?
Matt Stafford was not part of the Detroit Lions in the second half of the season, so I got to give Detroit a little bit of credit of their backup. He tried doing it.
I'm not saying they didn't try. I'm putting this on the coaching staff.
Matt Patricia?
Oh, of course. That's my argument is that they put a stranglehold on the defense. Or on the players. I'm not gonna give you the keys to the vehicle, even if we're gonna take it out for a test drive, because I don't have my all-star quarterback. Well, he's an NFL player too. He may not be of the caliber of a Matthew Stafford, and I understand that. But here's the thing. Is he an NFL football player? Did he make your roster?
Yes, he did.
Does he have a playbook just like Matthew Stafford?
Yes, he does.
Then why are you not fucking letting him run the same fucking plays? You see what I'm saying?
Maybe that's why he makes probably mistakes, probably. But from what I've seen so far, like I've seen him as a backup or a third stringer. So it's like he led the.
But I get that. I get that. I'm not arguing that point. What I'm arguing is if you're gonna fucking let this guy be your starting quarterback for the year, why not just why even have a fucking playbook? Why even? You see what I'm saying? You're not giving the keys to the car. Like I said, you're taking him out for a test drive. Mm-hmm. I'm riding with you, but we're gonna run every play that Matthew Stafford has run. And if you watch teams that are coaching staffs with backups, they're not letting their players. Mike McCarthy did this when Aaron Rodgers was out or was hurt. He would not let the backups do what Aaron Rodgers could do. They would limit the playbook, is what I'm getting at. And I don't care who you are, he's got the same playbook. He practices too. He has to be there for all the fucking meetings and all this shit. It's the same thing. He should be doing the exact same thing. This is why I don't like when the starters get all of the reps. Let him run the reps, but your backups are running the same plays at the same time with the second stringers.
Hell, did you see Mariota and Tannehill sharing the same amount of time? I think for the Titans.
I did not see that.
Oh, okay. Well, they had Tannehill and Mariota like splitting time, man. That's dangerous for a team.
I'm talking about practice. I'm not talking about the game. I'm talking about in practice. We're talking about like Allen Iverson. We're talking about practice. Come on, man. We're talking about practice. Everybody should get reps.
Right.
So whenever I hear this excuse for these announcers saying, well, he didn't get as many reps as Aaron Rodgers did, that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever fucking heard. Is that guy not on practice? Or what the fuck is he's sitting over and fucking on the bench jerking off in the corner? What the fuck is he doing? I mean, seriously, on the field running the same. Whether or not he's with the starters, he should be running the same plays. That's my thing. That's how we ran practice in high school. The starters were running their offense. The backups were running the same plays, just not right there. They were off. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Our coach had a fucking schedule for plays or for what we were doing, and that's how we did it. I just don't understand putting a stranglehold on players that you are paying. You couldn't be paying millions of dollars to. You're putting a stranglehold on these guys. I wouldn't. I would be like, okay, the backups, starters come in for 10 plays. Backups come in for 10 plays. Starters come in for 10 plays. Backups come in for 10 plays. Same thing for the third string guys. Give them reps. Don't just give all the reps to the starters. I understand it. I don't understand that at all.
I completely agree with you because of the fact also they weren't in playoff contention. They should have like let more loose kind of thing, right?
Yes.
So I agree with you there.
So let's talk about the AFC. We'll talk about the playoff picture. So the playoffs are set. Let's go with the AFC first. Number 6 is the Titans. Number 5 is the Buffalo Bills. 4 is Houston. They are the AFC South champions. Number 3, the New England Patriots. They lost to Miami.
Yeah.
And what did I say about Miami? Yes, the front office might be tanking, but the players on the field and the coaches are not. I think the head coach from Miami saved his job by
Yeah.
finishing strong this year.
Hey, you said it. They were putting up a fight most of the season, so
They have a pretty good defense. It's their offense that is fucking lackluster. Number 2 is the Chiefs. Via the Patriots losing, Chiefs are number 2. And number 1 is the Ravens. Of course, they're the best team in the NFL as a team. And I emphasize team because that's what it is. They aren't that good. I'm still not counting out the Patriots though. You can't count them out. So that being said, those are your top 6. Again, the Patriots was really shocking that they lost to the Dolphins, and they are not getting they don't have a bye. Usually when they don't win if they don't have a bye. I don't even think they win there at home if they don't have a bye.
I don't think so.
I think the last time they didn't have a bye, they lost. They still had a home game. NFC, number 6 is the Vikings, or the Vikings.
Queens.
Number 5 is Seattle Seahawks. Number 6 is the Vikings. Or number 4 is the Philadelphia Eagles by virtue of Dallas Cowboys not showing up ever. They are the NFC East champions. Number 3 is the New Orleans Saints. Number 2 is Green Bay. And number 1 is San Francisco. And a lucky number 1 at that because they got lucky.
Yeah.
I think Seattle should have won that game. But that's neither here nor there. So there's your playoffs. We'll get into the picks here in a minute. Let's go over some hirings and firings. The Browns fired GM Dorsey. He should have been fired.
Yeah, that's
Should have been fired. Kitchens, he got fired.
Mhm.
Why? This is why Cleveland sucks. They hire a guy. This is our man. Rah. You're fired because you didn't win enough games. How many games does Cleveland have to win? Do they have to fucking go 16-0? I wouldn't be surprised if these people that Cleveland has in their front office or the owner, if they don't win all 16 games and then win the Super Bowl, they will fire the guy. If they go 16-0, make it to the Super Bowl, lose a close one, I should say, they'll fire the guy because he didn't win every game. What message are you sending to the fucking players? This is why Cleveland sucks. Nobody wants to come to Cleveland because you're going to be changing your coaches every fucking year. And I do not understand why they fired the guy. Was it because he lost the locker room? Then why in the fucking did you hire him in the first place? If he lost the locker room within the first year, why are you hiring this guy? Makes no sense. Casey, you're still here? Jerry Jones, Jason Garrett, soap opera. Jason Garrett is still the Dallas Cowboys head coach as of right now. Now, I'm going to say this. Jerry Jones ain't gonna. I don't think Jerry Jones is gonna fire him.
damn. Come on.
Why? I think Jason Garrett's a great coach. I think if his hands weren't tied, I think he could run the team. He's a great offensive coordinator. Jerry Jones, he's a glorified yes man. Is what Jason Garrett is.
You think Tony Romo?
Yeah.
No?
Should Jason Garrett be fired? Honestly?
8-8 every season is just like Wade Phillips almost.
Based on performance, yes. But is the performance his fault? His hands are tied. Jerry Jones, and I can almost guarantee it, Jerry Jones is telling him what to do, how to run it, where to run it. That's exactly what he is doing.
I really don't want this to be the same situation like with Tony Romo and Wade Phillips, because it seems like the same thing almost with Dak Prescott and Jason Garrett. They have, but it seems like Tony Romo had more talent and to win a Super Bowl at the time rather than Dak Prescott. It's to me, I don't think Jason Garrett should be there anymore. I think they.
I agree with you. I don't think Jason Garrett wants to be there because he got up and walked out of a meeting with Jerry Jones, which tells me he's telling Jerry Jones, stay out of my fucking business, let me run my fucking team. If you don't, fuck you, I'm gone. Get another yes man. In fact, you know what, Jerry Jones? You coach the team since you seem to think to know what you're fucking doing. Because you fucking don't. Jerry Jones only uses Jason Garrett as a buffer to make himself, you know what I mean? As a buffer. He's using Jason Garrett as that buffer for criticism. Well, people are seeing through it. People are calling out Jerry Jones for his bullshit. And Casey, I'm telling you right now, put the blame on Jerry Jones. People, I don't know why Dallas Cowboy fans, I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan, but I never, ever, ever see people shitting on Jerry Jones. Does he have a nuclear missile pointed at Dallas or something, or what? That's what I want to know, because I never hear. I'll come out and say Jerry Jones is the worst fucking owner in the NFL because he has, and yes, I understand that it's his team, but he is the only owner, one of the only owners in the NFL that has such a stranglehold on what that team does that it causes them to be an 8-8 team every fucking year. So honestly, until Jerry Jones wakes up and realizes that he is not an X's and O's guy, he's fine as a GM. He can see talent. I'm not gonna say he's look, Dak Prescott. I don't think he's worth $120 million or $130 million. I'm sorry, I don't think he is.
No.
But he is a good quarterback. He is a serviceable quarterback. He can game manage.
Ryan Fitzpatrick 2.0.
When Dallas went 13-3 their rookie year, what was the focus of that team?
The running.
It was Ezekiel Elliott getting the ball, play action pass. That was when Dallas was at their best. It revolved around Ezekiel Elliott and their offensive line. Now, Jerry Jones seems to think that, well, we got to get this guy $130 million, so we got to revolve the offense around Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is good, but I don't think he's that good. Sorry for all you Dallas fans. I'm not saying he's bad. He's a good quarterback, but he is not worth $130 million a year.
No.
That's all I'm saying. I don't know why this happened. Well, I do know why this happened. Anybody got any other thoughts on the Dallas Cowboy situation?
Man, it just seems like the Cowboys can't get out of this funk.
I'm not even a Cowboys fan, and I feel sorry for Cowboys fans because I don't like the Cowboys. But I feel sorry for you guys because you should expect more because you have more talent on that team. I think you have the most talented roster the NFL has to offer, and that's even more than New England. I think that's how talented that roster is. But until they get, I hate to say this, somehow they need to get rid of Jerry Jones. They need to find somebody else that can run the fucking team because he is the worst owner in the NFL because he feels that he has to have a stranglehold. Yes, it's his money, and he'll use that as just my money. Okay, it's your money. Then run the fucking team. Let your fucking coach run the fucking team, not you. You don't own the you. You aren't out there performing. You aren't doing the X's and O's. You're the guy. You're the guy that signs the check and fucking finds players. That's what you. That's all he should be.
Especially with the division that was really weak this year.
Say it again.
Especially with a division that was really weak this year when it comes to wins. So.
Yes, worst division in the NFL. Dallas should have been a 13-3 or 14-2 team.
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah, it was very disappointing for the Eagles and for the Cowboys for that division.
So, the Bears fired the offensive coordinator, Mike Helfrich.
I'm sorry, the Chicago offense has been so bad this year, in my opinion.
The funny thing is it was good last year.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. It just, this year, it was like they did really bad, in my opinion.
You can have that. The Giants GM.
The general manager of the Giants?
Yep. And I quote, "We are all on notice." Now, who is he talking to? Is he talking to the players? Why would they be on notice?
No.
You go. No. I think he's talking to the coaching staff. I don't understand that because they fired Shermer. They fired their head coach.
In the season, right?
I don't. Yeah, they fired their head coach, so I don't know. I don't know.
He's talking the entire coaching staff. He's on notice.
Okay.
Himself.
Well, he should be on notice because he sucks. Here's one. Everybody thought this guy was going to get fired, and I call bullshit on it. But Doug Marrone is still the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's surprising.
GM, the Caldwell, is also still the GM. If anybody should be fired out of that, it should be the GM.
Yeah, especially with the talent that the Jaguars had a couple of years ago.
Yep. So they're remaining on staff. They're not getting fired.
That's a shocker.
Maybe
Maybe they're going to have Tony Khan.
Cody Rhodes come in and fucking...
Cody Rhodes coaching the team.
Don't get me started on AEW.
I won't, but...
It was an okay show last night. I wasn't that impressed. So, Big Ben's rehab is going well. He has an important update coming soon. I don't know what that means.
Really? An update? I'm not sure if that's supposed to be important or not, but like, come on.
Well, it could be Heather just told me it's at a pivotal point in his rehab where if it doesn't keep improving, he may have to retire.
He should have retired years ago, in my opinion. That's in my opinion.
That's fucking schnoz of his. Anyway, the Eagles running back Miles Sanders has a low ankle sprain. I don't know if he will be out for this week's games, but that's something to keep an eye on because he's been Christian McCaffrey-like in certain situations for the Eagles this year. Here's a big key. J.J. Watt is expected to play against the Bills. So there's two key things for games coming up this weekend. If he plays, and he plays at his best, I think he could be a factor in the Texans winning that game.
Oh, he won't be. He will be. He will be. Going against a, young quarterback? Especially. He'll take advantage of that.
Yeah. Well, Tannehill's not young.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were the Bills. My bad. No.
No, the Bills do play Texans. Josh Rosen, yes. So yeah, it could be, but we'll see. With the protection that he has, and with that defense, the Buffalo Bills, we'll see. We'll see. He could be a factor. So anybody else got any takeaways from this past weekend?
Most of the games went straightforward again, except for the Seahawks really fucked up in the second quarter in that game.
Yeah, they had their moments where they should have got blown out of the fucking water.
Yeah.
But just that San Francisco's defense, and I watched that game, and what I have been saying is the truth. If that front four doesn't get pressure, they are not very good. They are not good at all. You stop that front four because they don't blitz. They do not blitz. They expect the front four to get pressure so that they can play coverages with their defense. And that's a good thing if you can get pressure at all times. But if you can't get pressure at all times, then you might as well fucking hang up the fucking uniforms for a year because you aren't going anywhere. So, and that's why San Francisco's defense has been struggling these last 3-4 weeks, is because they have not been getting pressure. They've run into good offensive lines. So, I'm questioning whether or not they're going to even win a game. So, but yeah. Anybody else? Bobbitt, what about your takeaways? He slept a lot, apparently.
I don't know that hall of disappointment.
What?
I'd say my Panthers was a giant pile of disappointment.
Well, I mean, that's to be expected. That's something that happened. Washington hired Ron Rivera as their head coach. They brought in Jack Del Rio as the defensive coordinator.
Wow, really? Washington's already doing moves.
Yep.
Wow, that's the first team that already wants to get on board. I mean, Adrian Peterson is going to be a big key.
Carolina interviewed Mike McCarthy for a second time for the head coaching job.
Really?
They're probably. I can tell you right now that they're people are thinking that Lincoln Riley and Jerry Jones is thinking Lincoln Riley, who is the head coach at Oklahoma, will leave and come to Dallas to be a coach there. He's a great offensive mind. Jason Garrett was a decent offensive mind. But think about this for a second. Great offensive minds don't win you football games. They score you points, but your defense doesn't show up. What do you got? So, Heather, you any takeaways?
You just spoke about my takeaways when you did the power rankings
Like what?
with the Ravens.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder. She just never has anything to say because her team there's never anything bad to talk about.
Of course, they're the best in the league. The Ravens, man. You can't talk crap about them.
I hate their fucking uniforms.
Okay, that's one. But, like, Lamar Jackson, I've said since, like, half the season, has had a breakout season. Man, they've really been high on this guy, and man, he's showed it.
Hopefully it's not as bad, but Mark Ingram got hurt. And I don't know how bad his injury is, but if he don't play in their next game, that's a big loss. Gus Edwards, you got to remember who they were playing. Gus Edwards is good, but I don't think he's as good. And again, I go back to that thing, and everybody, well, you just said, yes, I get what you're saying, but I don't know, man. Without Mark Ingram, it's going to be a tougher sled than it would be if Gus Edwards was there.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Tougher sled. But we'll see. We'll see. He may be back. I don't know.
He said he was fully expecting to be back.
Okay. So at 100%. That's what they need him to be. Because you can't have Lamar Jackson do it all. Because if you do that, then you're running into troubles. Especially with who they could be. Go ahead.
I just,
Hold on a second. What?
Luckily, they got the first round bye to give him time to get better.
If he comes back at 100%. Go ahead, Coop.
I just want to, there's other people that are watching the show, and I have a lot of people that are apparently Browns fans, and I just wanted to let people know we didn't talk crap about the Browns. We just, the front office, that's all.
Yeah, the front, I don't blame I don't like Baker Mayfield. I think he's overrated, but the Browns are a team with all of that talent, and they're the same as the Cowboys. All of that talent on that roster, and you only have 7 wins to show for it.
Underperformed.
Yes, you can blame a little bit of coaching, but the guy's first year there. Why is it that this front office, it's like, what did they say, 6 coaches in the last 5 years?
Yeah, that's 2 one-season coaches. Come on now. Oh no, sorry, I meant Arizona was one.
They didn't even let one coach get through half a season and fired. So it was 1 season and done. How does that make any sense?
How are these teams supposed to get any form of leadership?
Exactly.
Yep.
A coach is the one that should be in there keeping your guys in line, disciplining, and if that's not going on, and I actually thought the Browns were going to be better this year. I really did. I'm going to take
Everybody
that back.
did.
I did say that they were probably going to be. There was smoke and mirrors with them. Baker Mayfield has an issue with leadership. He thinks he is the fucking man, and he's not. He's a good ball player, but he's Johnny Manziel version 2.0 is what he is. And I'm sorry, that's how I feel about it. Now, I was wrong about Kyler Murray. I will eat crow on that all day long. I thought he would not be as good as he was. So I will eat crow on that. However, Baker Mayfield needs to grow up, keep his mouth shut, and do what the coach do what the coach.
Stop cleaning garbage out of commercials.
It's honestly what it is. I see he's more into making commercials than actually fucking playing football.
Well, I don't know if that's it. That might be an Asian thing with them. That might be an Asian with the NFL thing where they have the first rounder or something like that, or the first overall pick might have to do commercials or something like that. That might be a contract thing.
But they take him, and I understand that, but it seems that he's more into acting than he is fucking playing football. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, because this year really sucked for him, so he shouldn't be in commercials.
That's all I'm gonna say. I think Cleveland has an opportunity to be better. I honestly think they picked the wrong guy. They should have picked Sam Darnold, in my opinion, or Josh Rosen. Look at how. Yeah, Sam Darnold struggled, but look at the team he has to play with. Now they went 7-9 this year, so they showed a vast improvement from the previous year. You look at Josh Rosen and how good not Josh Rosen, what's his name? Josh Allen. Sorry.
Too many Joshes.
Josh Allen. Josh Allen has shown vast improvement from year 1 to year 2. Vast improvement. He is a good ball player.
Yeah.
And he will be. So again, no, we're not shitting on the Browns. I'm shitting on their front office is what I'm doing. Which is what you all should be. All you Browns fans should be shitting on the front office because it's their fault. They keep firing coaches because they can't find the right coach. Well, how many coaches is it going to take for you to realize that? God damn. Maybe we should give him 1 more year to see what he can do. That's all I'm saying. So, yep.
Well,
So that being said,
Cleveland underperformed in my opinion, no matter what. So
they did. They're just like Dallas. They underperformed. So I don't think there's any other coaching moves or anything like that. I'm not going to shit on anybody but the Lions and the Bengals.
most jobs I think were safe.
Yeah, most coaches. Yeah, it is what it is. So that being said, let's get to the college corner. And we got the sideline chart awards. Okay. After this, we'll do the. Or do you want to do it after we do our picks? We'll do it after we do our picks. Or do you want to do it?
We'll usually do the chart when we go to do the picks.
Okay, guys, I'm not on the air for this segment.
I'm asking you because these are your. I'm actually going to let you take that over.
Okay.
Because you're
If
the
you
one
guys
that's
want to
run
join
that.
us, I'll post the link.
You put in the work for it. I have.
This is college
I'll let
football.
you handle that.
We can do it after the picks.
Okay, we'll do it after. We'll do the awards after the picks. And I won them all because I'm the man. I'm just kidding. So Bobbitt and I picked some games. For the major football games.
I won.
We're going to talk about the college football playoff mostly because I told you so. Everybody, all you Ohio State fucking Buckeyes fans, I fucking told you so. And when I say something, maybe you'll fucking listen to me from now on. It's a good idea.
They will.
They can't hear you guys.
Bobbitt and I had a little, not really a competition because he didn't know it was competition.
I don't know much college football, so this is not my segment.
I didn't win anything else.
This is where you can chat with me.
So Bobbitt and I did 16 games, and Bobbitt, right now it looks like you might have 10 wins. And then I'll have 11.
Ooh, yeah.
So who you got right? You got Texas A&M, Penn State, Notre Dame, Clemson, Arizona State, Navy, Alabama, Georgia, and Indiana.
It's JP, man. He runs the show.
I got Texas A&M, Iowa because you picked USC, Penn State, Notre Dame, Iowa State, Clemson, Florida because you picked Virginia, Virginia Tech. Both of us picked them and lost.
I've got my neighbor
Both
coming
of us
back
picked
over
them,
for that roast.
Won. Utah lost. Auburn lost.
What time is it?
Alabama won. Wisconsin.
Ooh, can you give me like
We'll talk
3.5
about that.
hours,
Georgia
maybe?
Won. And Indiana is winning
My
right now.
apologies
It is
for being
the third
so
quarter
social.
with 40 seconds to go. It is 19-9 Indiana over Tennessee.
That man, he's from Wisconsin.
Let's get that elephant. I know Bobbitt was pissed off about this, and we'll talk about it. I said it in the chat last night. I don't put this on the referees.
He wants
although there were
more
some
people to be involved in the
calls.
show.
A holding is a holding.
They want you guys
is a
there.
holding.
Speaking
And
of
they were
mine.
pretty consistent. Oregon didn't
So
hold that
don't-
much, but they couldn't fucking move
Don't
the
be
ball.
shy to leave
Wisconsin did a pretty good
comments
job of shutting
in their
them down.
chat room.
Very proud of the
They
way the
want
defense played,
to
except
talk
for
football
3
with you
times
guys.
they let Herbert get outside
want to.
of them, and he ran for touchdown.
Don't worry about the arguing.
3 fucking
We're all
times.
there to talk football. That's what we all want to argue about.
Aside from the first drive of the game, where Oregon just drove right down the field, that hurt. And it didn't set
Go in
the
there.
tone, thank
Say we
God,
came from
but-
Coops Channel. Say we're the
Turnovers killed Wisconsin. When you turn
they
the ball
want
over in key
want
situations,
I
you're
was
gonna lose.
asked
And
today
Wisconsin did it 4
to
times.
try and bring
they
more
lost.
people to the show to do picks.
Those
We
4
want
times,
you guys there,
I
part
think
of the
Oregon
show.
scored points.
We don't
Yeah, they did.
we don't want you guys to
there
like.
you go. So let's talk about
He's
the college
about-
football
oh.
playoff. So
He knows a lot about
LSU,
football. He used to be a coach. So.
Joe Burrow broke some records. He threw for 7 touchdowns in one game, had almost 500 yards passing. Is he the number one pick in the draft? He could be, but usually stock drops after a while and somebody else comes up. Justin Herbert has threw his name in the hat with yesterday's performance. And that wasn't his fault. They just didn't get on the field. Wisconsin chewed up, which kills me because Wisconsin should have won that game by like 20 points. They turned the ball over. And they were driving each of those times, except for the one. The one turnover was a goddamn fumble return, which pissed me off mightily. Fucking punter. Can't even hold on to the fucking ball. Punter.
See, there's a reason why
Thank God he
I have
paid millions of dollars.
the best record on my show here.
But LSU, and I was about to pick Oklahoma, and then I seen who was out, and I thought, yeah, they ain't stopping LSU at all. If they would have had 3 of the 4 players, I think that's how good them 3 players are for Oklahoma. They probably had a shot at beating LSU. So, yeah. Wisconsin turning the ball over killed them. They need to hold on to the ball. The referees did nothing wrong. That interference call that Baba went ape shit nuts about could have been called either way. But they called it on Wisconsin, which was a key moment in the game. I would have kept my flag in my pocket. I personally would have. No matter who it was. Even if it was a team I hated, I would have kept my flag in the pocket. Bobbit?
Yo.
What are your takeaways from the LSU game?
It just, that game pretty much confirmed what we've been saying about LSU all year. They've been the number one consistent team all year, other than Clemson. You know, it's gonna be a damn between. It's gonna be a fucking barn burner for sure.
Okay, you did that.
I'm about to beat my daughter's ass. Okay. So, yes, you will see in a minute, Ryan. We'll do it after the picks. Clemson. What did I say? Don't sleep on Clemson. Ohio State got outplayed. Ohio State was up 16-0. In fact, I'm going to take back what I just said. Ohio State was outplaying Clemson by a lot, and then I actually wasn't in the room at the time, and Heather said that Trevor Lawrence took a shot to the head.
I think a hockey game's going to start.
And after that, he went the fuck up. That just tells me the kind of player he is. He will be, if he was to come out, he would be the number 1 pick in the draft. In fact, next year, even if he has a bit of a down year, he will be the number 1 pick in the draft. He's that good, and his awareness, his player intelligence is through the freaking roof.
Also, his composure.
His composure is through the roof. Because they were down 16-0, he could have just caved and said, "Fuck it, we'll come back next year." This guy has no quit in him, and he willed that team. That team responded to what he did. They came out and they beat Ohio State. Justin Fields, overrated. Good quarterback, but everybody was talking about him for the Heisman. No. Good ball player, just Heisman Trophy? No. Just gonna say that. I would take Trevor Lawrence over any one of them 4 guys that are coming. I take him over Burrow. That's how good I think Trevor Lawrence is. So there you go. So we will have during our picks. Well, in fact, we're gonna do it now. So
All
the
right.
national championship game. It's number 1 Clemson versus number 3 LSU. Everybody's picking. So I will write this down.
Oh, these are college picks. Sorry.
Yes.
It's just
No, you're in this too, there, big dog.
What do you mean? I don't know anything about college. I hear you guys all the time talking about them.
it's just 2 teams. It's LSU or Clemson.
Oh, well, LSU.
This is for the national championship.
So
You had them
Coop is
ranking.
taking LSU. I'm taking Clemson. Why? Again, did you watch that Clemson game? LSU again, their defense, man. Gotta fix it. Gotta fix it.
You have the rankings backwards. LSU is number 1, Clemson's number 3.
Did I say okay? Well, I think Clemson should be number 1. Heather, who are you going with?
Clemson.
You going with Clemson?
Yeah. LSU is a tough team, but I think Clemson can do it.
I think they're the defending national champions. They've been in this situation, and I just think Clemson's the better team. And I'm going to tell you this, Ryan. Clemson thrives on being the underdog. Trust me on this one. They were the underdog. Even though they were favored, they still played the underdog card. That's how good Dabo Sweeney is. Bobbitt?
I'm going Clemson.
Okay. So, if you want to get your picks, send them to the chat. And Heather's, I got the thing right here. I got your picks down. If you want in, just let me know. So that being said, let's get to
Cody and Ryan both went LSU. Ryan went LSU, Cody went Clemson.
what?
Ryan went LSU.
I see. Cody went Clemson.
Yes.
All right. All right. So here we go. We're gonna do picks, and then we'll save the chart. Shut the fuck up. We'll save the chart for. We'll save the chart. We'll save the chart for when Heather comes over to take care of the awards. Okay.
Oh, first of all, thank you, Heather, for even wanting to do that. So, thank you, Heather.
You're welcome.
So, first game of the, and I don't know if this is in any direct order. It looks like it's not.
That was taken off of how NFL.com has it
Okay,
listed
so
for their tracker.
we'll do the AFC picks first, and then the NFC picks. Okay. I don't know which games are which. All I know is both are on Saturday. One's on ABC and one's on ESPN. And then, or I think, I'm not sure. And then Sunday, one is on whatever, and then the other one's on NBC, I'm sure. Whatever, however they fucking do that shit. Whatever the contract is. The first game is the Bills at the Texans. Who?
You know what? I'm going to go with the Bills on this one. I like what the Bills have been doing. I really think that they can step up and go against Deshaun Watson, and the Bills' defense can shut them down. So I think I'm going to go with Bills.
Bobbitt?
I'm on Bills.
Heather?
I went with the Bills. This was a fight for me to decide, though.
Now, with that being said, I am going to go with the Bills. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans win.
Mhm.
I would give the Bills the edge for sure. If J.J. Watt wasn't playing, now that J.J. Watt's coming back, that edge got a little smaller. That's how big of an impact J.J. Watt can make.
That front line's going to be fun to watch that game.
It's going to be a fun. It could be a defensive game. I think it could be like a 17-14 game. The Bills have been in 17-13, 16-10 games all year long. One of the best defense in the NFL. I'm looking forward to this game in all actual reality because I remember the Bills. It's been a while since I've seen the Bills in the playoffs. I know they were there a couple of years ago, but I have not. So I'm looking forward to watching the Bills and the Texans.
Texans, I think they might get injury-prone on offense because who's their guy that gets hurt all the time, the wide receiver there? I'm not sure if he's healthy enough to play or not, but man, they got to get some healthier players, in my opinion.
Right. All these playoff games are actually going to be fun to watch. The next game is the Titans at the Patriots. Now, the Titans bring a very good running game, and they have a pretty good defense. We've seen this before. The Chargers had exactly the same formula, and look at what happened to the Chargers in that game. That was a divisional round. This is a first-round game.
I think that they've gone against each other, I think, earlier this season, right? And I think the Titans beat them.
I understand that, but this is playoff.
Yep, different ball game, and it's in New England.
And it's in New England. I'm going with the Patriots. Cool.
The Titans always kill me with picks. Every year, and so you know what? I'm gonna go to New England this one, just because they're home, and I think they're gonna get the advantage.
It's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be an interesting game. We'll see what happens, but I'm liking the Patriots' chances of winning this game. Bobbit, who you got?
Who are the two teams? Pats, Titans. I'm gonna go Pats.
Heather, where'd you go?
I went with the Patriots, and apparently Coop is on mute.
Hi, I shut.
Oh, am I on mute again?
Yeah, I shut it off. I don't know why it keeps muting. I did. For some reason, it keeps muting. I apologize. So, who do you took the Texans?
Okay, everybody. I said thank you very much to Heather for the awards. So. And then I just made my picks. I didn't say much.
He went with the Bills and the Titans.
Yeah. So
as did Bobbit. Bobbit went with the Bills and Patriots.
That's okay. That's all I said, basically.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I said. I did all the talking again. That's what I do. Okay, now the NFC games, and this is an intriguing matchup. I wonder how Gina really honestly feels about this game. It's a rematch of the Minneapolis Miracle. I think that's what they're calling it, the Metrodome Miracle or whatever it is. New Orleans Saints. Except this time, the Vikings are playing at New Orleans. Now, last time New Orleans was in the playoffs, they had a phantom pass interference call go against them, and as if we have seen, not many pass interference calls have been turned over. I talked to my brother, and he looked it up. There has been 8 reversed pass interference calls that were blatant. Of the, I don't even know how many he said, but it's only like 8%. So like 100 times they've thrown the flag on the pass interference, like less than 8% of the time they have overturned it. And you usually don't see the red flag unless it's a blatant call. So 8 times they've overturned pass interference calls. So if it happens again, I'm pretty sure they won't overturn it. So I don't want to hear people bitching. They need to get rid of the rule. I don't think it should be a rule in the first place. That's all I'm saying. So the Vikings at the Saints. Coop, who do you got?
I'm going with the Saints. I'll go with the Saints.
Bobbit, who you got?
Sorry. Saints. I'm sorry.
Now, is Dalvin Cook back?
I don't think so.
Okay, so then I'm going with
I don't think so either.
because if Dalvin Cook's back, that makes Minnesota a very dangerous football team.
I'm so confused with Mike Boone because he put up some like good stuff in the last game I saw, man. It's just a shame, man, that he can't stay stable. That's all.
If Dalvin Cook is back, that changes a lot of stuff.
No.
Because if you've noticed, and yes, there is an extreme drop off between Mike Boone and Dalvin Cook, because Dalvin Cook he has that intangible of he gets okay. So Dalvin Cook is playing. It's going to be really close. Do not be surprised if Minnesota wins. I'm still going with the safe pick, Saints, for the simple fact that, yeah, I'm going with the Saints, but barely. The way the Saints have been playing these last few games on defense, I don't know. I don't trust them at all. Bobbit, who you got?
Saints.
The Saints, Heather?
I went with the Saints.
Okay. So be watching out for that, because if they get Dalvin Cook is back, play action pass is going to be huge for Kirk Cousins. Because if you've noticed the last few games, Minnesota has not been able to run the ball. So they haven't really been able to throw it either. And that is how Minnesota wins their games, is off of play action, or gets their passing yards off of play action, and that's the kind of quarterback that Kirk Cousins is. So be looking out for that. And the final game, the Seattle Seahawks at the Philadelphia Eagles. Coop?
Seahawks. They gotta get this win after a couple losses.
Seahawks? Don't count out the Eagles.
No.
Don't count them out. Do not count them out.
But I will say this: I don't think a wide receiver for Philadelphia has gotten over 500 wide receiver or 500 yards this year. So that's a shame, though.
Yeah.
I'm going Seahawks.
Heather?
I went Seahawks.
I'm going Seahawks as well, but again, if you've looked at these games are all going to be closer than you think. I think the game that'll be the widest spread will be the Patriots and Titans. And I think that might be like 9 points. But it'll be an interesting playoff year. I'm looking forward to the games. With that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Miss Heather. She's going to show you the chart, the final standings, and who won. And so help me God, if there's a award out there for who didn't win, I'm going to fucking break the TV. I'm kidding. I'm not going to break the TV. So that being said, Heather, enjoy. And congratulations to all yous. All yous?
All youth.
I felt like Archie Bunker there for a minute.
Alright. That being said, we've had quite the competitive year with the point system going on. Oh, okay. switch it on over here.
May I first thank you, Heather, for just doing this and keeping track of everything. So I really do appreciate that. It's awesome. Thank you. I really do.
All right, so this week we did not have very many good games. Bobbitt, you did the worst 6 and 10.
Yay! Failure.
Coop, you went 8 and 8.
Even.
JP went 9 and 7. No, I'm sorry. I got that wrong. Coop, you went 8 and 8. Bobbitt, you actually went 9 and 7.
Oh, nice.
JP went 8 and 8. I went 9 and 7, and everybody else pretty went 8 and 8 or 9 and 7.
Tough week.
Yeah, it
tough
was.
week.
One time I think I beat him.
And here we go. As you can see, there are very clear front winners here with the chart. That they did, Ryan. Those picks were definitely grab bag picks that saved your ass. Alright, now we're going to move on to the awards here. Now, what I did for the awards was I split up between chat and the panel. Now, being that there's a limited number of us on the panel, I only went first and second place with the panel, but the chat has first, second, and third place. And we're actually going to start with the panel here, because why not? Second place went to Miss Sarah with 161.5 out of 93.5 for the regular season.
Well done, Sarah. Well done.
And first place, we got Coop.
Le champion.
Please tell me I didn't finish last on the panel.
I don't remember. Hold on one sec. Let me pull that back out.
I just want some kind of, accomplishment.
What do you mean? Bobby, you actually did really well this year.
You did finish in last, Bobbitt, but not by much. You're 153.5 to JP's 155.5.
So panel finished last, but overall I didn't finish last overall.
Yeah, I came in third with 157.5. And Coop, you finished in first with 163.5 out of 91.5.
Hey, well, the only things I really got wrong, I think, is just the Jacksonville and St. Louis teams really disappointed, in my opinion, this year. Those are big disappointments, in my opinion.
Hey, Coop, congrats on your win, bro. Thank you for beating JP. Thank God.
Hey, you know what? The actual winner is all of us. I think, in my opinion, have had so much fun the last 2 seasons doing the show. So that, in my opinion, is more than anything to me. And I thank every one of you for even just wanting to just be here and wanting to just talk football with us. That's a winning. In my opinion, that's a winner in everybody's mind.
All right, and now to go on to third place for the chat winners here. We have Cody with 156.5 and at a 97.5. You don't need that.
Hey, Cody.
In second place, we have Ryan with a 158.5 and a 96.5.
You did something right for once, Ryan. Congrats.
Okay, and finally, in first place, we have one of the women on the show in the chat usually and making picks with us, and that is Miss Gina with 163.5 and 91.5, tying with Coop.
Well done, Gina. Well done. I think this is a big improvement from last year, I think, right? So
it is actually. It's definitely more competitive this year than it was last year when it comes to how we've done our picks. I mean, it also helps that the teams themselves have been more competitive.
Well, next year, I think, Heather, you've already given me a goal for what I need to do, and that's what I want to try and do. Is next year is I want to try and get more people involved because that's what Heather, I think, wants to do. So, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to get more people in to pick. I definitely want to get more women in here to pick because, you know what, football's not just all about the men out there.
Yeah, absolutely. No, football's for anybody out there. Football, we all love the sport, and that's why we all come here to talk football every week.
And Aaron, I will write you down along with the list of people that have already put their names down for the picks. If you are in our sideline study chat on Twitter, please let me know if you want to pick again next year, or you can let me know here just like Aaron did. Again, we had a lot of fun doing this. I had fun doing some of this stuff for the graphics and stuff like the chart and the score sheet there. So,
well, thank you, Heather.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I really do.
And if you want, Heather can send that. If you send her your email, she will send you that.
Actually, I was going to post it in the chat for everybody.
Okay, well, you can do that, or you can send it to them in an email so they can print it off, whatever.
She might make picks next year. She should be talking by then.
Hey, well, I've had a lot of fun throughout the last 2 seasons we've been doing this, and just we all have the same goal every mind, and I am more than happy to keep continuing this, and just even with the XFL coming up soon, guys. I'm not sure if you guys want to talk XFL or not, but I love football, and I love just what you guys do here, so appreciate it.
We'll talk in the chats about it.
There's nothing usually going on. Depends on when the games are.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But like
usually it's just baseball games that he watches, but that should be about it. That should be interfering.
Hey, well, if even we have to just next football season, I thank you so much for even doing this. So I appreciate it.
Yes, I had fun doing it too. So again,
we'll be back next Tuesday. It's not like we're ending the season.
Oh no!
Back next Tuesday.
Like I wasn't gonna just say.
Oh.
We are going to be back next Tuesday. I will be still counting the points up through the wild card games and then through the playoffs, and as well as with your Super Bowl picks to give you guys a final total for the entire football season. So, yeah, it should be fun.
Excellent.
And we will be back next Tuesday, as JP said. So, keep your seatbelts buckled there, folks.
Yeah, sorry everybody. I was a little bit busy on New Year's Day or New Year's. I have no social. I actually, you know what? I'm very social now. We'll put it that way. I'm not anti-social anymore. Everybody's bothering me every minute. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, it should be fun. Next time, just invite them in and have them come on the show. Okay.
Either that or put them on camera and I'll lay into them. Like, leave my fucking guy alone. Fuck.
This guy will just come in here and play guitar for you if you want background music.
That air we get sometimes. All right. You have a great night. We'll see you Tuesday.
Bye, guys.
See everybody.
See you guys. JP didn't win anything. Thank God.
Shut the fuck up. You're clear as soon as you stop streaming.
38 playbacks already and 13 peak viewers.
I really try and push you guys. I'm actually still live on one of my channels right now, but like I had a bunch of people that wanted to like tune in, but they're Browns fans, so they didn't know.
Everybody, we talk all football.
That's what I'm trying to. I tried putting the link in my channel and everything to get them over here. I'm gonna try. That's what I'm gonna try and do. Is I'm just gonna try and get more people into your chat every week. All right.
Sounds good.
All right. I just want to try and do what I can to help out. So, is there any goals that you want me to work on for next week?
No, college is pretty much over except for the national
National
champion.
title game, yeah.
No, LSU versus Clemson. That should be able to watch on my TV. I should be able to watch that, so I'm going to watch that.
Okay.
All right. All right. Well, Bobbit, thank you so much for another season of just being here, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, yeah. Hey, to me, I think I thank you for just all of you guys for even just wanting to do this, man. I really do. I've had so much fun just talking football with you guys and having fun every week. So appreciate it. All right. So I'll see you guys for next Tuesday.
Yep.
All right. Sounds good, everybody. All right. See you guys then.
Have a good night.
You too. Rooting for my love the facial hair. Rooting for my referee is. Let's go. All right. See you guys.